Hello everybody and welcome to Battlefront 2, and today I'm joined here with the one, the only, Sabre Gaming.
Hello there.
Um,
That's it. That's all you get. I actually charge by the hello there.
right,
So
he's going,
the
he's
Gaming Lords
going now,
04
yeah,
is getting a £50
bro.
bill just for me coming on and saying hello
I
there.
feel like getting you the autograph for Sam Witwer pays off a lot of my debt for the Kenobi
It, I,
skins.
I accept that. I accept that 100%.
um, so yeah, so we're just basically going to be doing Hero with Villains for about an hour or so. So,
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
yep. So yeah, we're just gonna do that. Um, we're also gonna talk about if you may have seen on Saber's channel, we went to Comic Con in the weekend on the Sunday.
Sunday,
In
yeah.
the morning, he had to leave early for reasons. I stayed later because the queues to meet the people I wanted to see were massive. Um, Yeah, so we're going to talk about that a bit. So, Saber, how was your? It wasn't your first Comic Con, was it? It was your second one, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I've been to one Comic Con before, and I've been to one wrestling based Comic Con before. This was certainly the biggest proper Comic Con one I've been to. And despite only being there for the morning part, I had a really good time. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, really enjoyed it, and definitely keen to do another one.
Okay. Well, the next one by Monopoly Events is in Liverpool again, and it is. I saw it on their Instagram. Where is it now? That I'm talking about it. I'm gonna have to. Hold on. Their next one is in April 1st and 2nd of April of 2023. So I'm giving you a larger heads up than I did this time.
That works. That works. I mean, I suppose
Only, yeah,
considering we're playing a Star Wars game, it'd be cool to talk
yeah,
about some of the Star Wars people that
yeah.
we
We
saw
will,
there and stuff.
we will. Just heads up. The first person to be confirmed for Liverpool um, next year is James Campbell Bauer, also known as Vecna. Um, so yeah, so I
He's.
suppose guess
I'm
for that
just
one.
trying to think in my head. Who else has he played? 'Cause I know obviously
I'm pretty sure he's
his
played someone
most.
in the Shadowhunters movie. He's in Twilight and also in Sweeney Todd, apparently. It said on his
I
picture. It does some of the show some of the things
I
he was on.
definitely wouldn't know him from any of those, but I
Yeah,
definitely
no.
know him from something else. And
Stranger Things I
I'm trying
definitely
to.
know him from because obviously it's Stranger Things. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Stranger Things is his main
thing
thing
at the
right
minute,
now.
yeah,
That's what he's most popular for. But
yeah. So as you were saying the other day, not the other day, before, let's talk about the Star Wars people that we actually met. So do you want to go first?
well, I mean, I suppose we have to start with the person that we were both very much there for, which is Sam Witwer.
Yes.
Um, Obviously, I suppose it's probably interesting giving people a bit of
Yeah.
the backstory to that, in that we're both very much big fans of Sam Witwer, but probably
For
for
very different
slightly
reasons.
different reasons.
Yes.
Yeah. Uh,
So
so
obviously it's
I
both through
was,
Star Wars.
yeah, definitely both from Star Wars. My first introduction as to Sam Witwer was as both the voice actor, but also the actor for Starkiller from The Force Awakens. That was where I really, sort of got to know him. But yours sort of main knowledge of him is a bit different, isn't it?
Yes. So my main knowledge of Sam Witwer is, I think, from um, when I was younger, you did tell me about Sam Witwer being Star Killer. Um, when you used to always tell me about it, and I'd always bug you with all the different questions about who's this guy and who's that. Um,
Absolutely.
and I always got confused when you said, "Oh, so you play as this guy, so he's a bad guy, but you can choose for him to be bad or good." And I was just there, it's like, wait, what?
Like, come
um,
on, make sense of this for me.
so I guess that was also my first introduction to choice games, um, as well. So I know him as Darth Maul from the Rebels and Clone Wars, and from Battlefront 2, because he does the voice acting for this as well.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's literally just clips from those shows anyway.
I suppose more recently as well in Star Wars gaming, it's probably worth
Yeah.
saying he was the voice for both Darth Maul and Palpatine
Yes.
in the Lego Star Wars game as well.
It was from him. Yeah.
Yeah, which is really quite cool.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
didn't you? I think we were talking, weren't we, about you were saying how there's actually another role he plays with it, some of the stormtroopers or something.
Yeah, he's. I think in Andor he plays one of the stormtroopers actually. So, um, that's like his most recent gig in Star
Yeah,
Wars. But yeah, it's weird because they have like tons of people being like stormtroopers in the background, and you don't really know unless that person comes out and says, I was this stormtrooper here in this scene."
absolutely. Well, it was Daniel Craig, wasn't it? Was one of them.
Yeah, yeah, he was in. I'm pretty sure that was in the sequels.
Force Force Awakens.
Yeah,
He's Daniel Craig is the one that basically Rey mind tricks into letting her go, and as he's walking out, she goes, "Oh, and leave your gun," and he goes, "Okie dokie," and just drops it on the floor. But there's a
yeah,
little nod in that because the way he drops the gun on the floor is the same way he throws a gun on the floor as James
yeah,
Bond in one of the films. So there's a little reference there to him
yeah.
being Bond.
But so yeah, so we asked Sam um two questions. We asked him a question each, and they were both interesting answers because it showed like how much he loves this franchise and stuff like that. So the one that I asked him was, who would you rather? Not who would you rather. Who is your favorite like to play, like Starkiller or Darth Maul? And his response was that that's quite a tricky question because without Starkiller, he wouldn't have the place that he does in the Star Wars like community that he's had
Yeah,
for 15 years now. Because he thought that Starkiller would be his one and only gig
yeah,
for Star Wars, and now look at him. He's done the voice acting for Maul, for Sidious, for like numerous different characters. 'Cause I'm pretty sure he's done more
yeah.
than just them too.
Absolutely. I think
Yeah,
there was definitely a couple of different stormtrooper bits or clone troopers and things like that he did.
yeah,
Um, and bear in mind as well, The Force Awakens actually had a sequel as well. So we
yeah.
played the character in two different games. And I don't quote me on this, I'm not 100% certain, but the Force Unleashed game there was a novel of it. There was a written novel, and I'm pretty sure they did an audio book that he
And that's
read.
him doing the audiobook. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say for certain. I
I
know
don't
there was
know
an
about
audio
that.
book, but I
I
can't
didn't even
remember
know
if
there
it was
was an
him.
audiobook, so I can't really comment on
Yeah,
that
I mean,
as much as you can.
most of the Star Wars novels have been done as audiobooks at some point. So, um, but yeah, I mean,
If
it's just been
Plagueis the
such a
Wise is not, if the Darth Plagueis book isn't done by Ian what is it? McClellan?
no, it's not. No,
No. Oh,
sometimes they'll just have
that
a
would have
professional
been
reader.
that would have been great if they did it like
It
that.
was.
Just starts book. Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth? Legacy
That would have been the perfect
Wars.
start to it. Like
That's
that
not
is the
even the
only
first
way.
line.
No, that is the only way to start that, really, isn't it? Yeah, and the question I asked
Yeah,
was around basically, would he ever consider playing the character Darth Revan?
if Disney
Um,
asked him.
if he was given the chance, if he
Yeah,
was given the chance. And it was really interesting because Darth Revan, for those that don't know, is a character in a game called Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. Um, and it's his character is the character you
yes,
play as, and there's no assigned gender, there's no assigned, look, species, anything. It's up to you to dictate who this character is, in how you design them. And he was well aware of that. I just expected him to go, oh yeah, definitely. Um, but he actually
yeah.
went into a whole sort of a monologue with us about, well, anyone could play that role. It
It's like,
depends how they want to go with
it's
it.
like
Could be male or female.
yeah,
And I was like,
could be
wow, this
tall or
guy
short.
really knows his stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
and
he
it
really
just
showed that
showed,
he knew his
yeah,
stuff with it.
and that how much he loves the franchise.
Yeah. I mean, what was perfect was at the end, I just sort of said to him, so that means, yeah, you would, right? And he just went, yeah, totally.
But yeah, so now you also met somebody else, didn't you?
Yeah,
Comic-Con.
so it was the actress who plays Aunt Beru in the prequel films, and
The
in
Kenobi
the
series.
Kenobi series. So her name is Bonnie Piesse. She's an Australian actress, and I mean she's obviously been in a whole host of other things and stuff, but the only thing I knew her from was Star Wars. It was strange because, if I'm honest, I didn't even know she was there. Um, and I just remember looking over and seeing someone and being like, I recognize her. And I was saying to you, like, I really recognize her. Why do I recognize her? And
And then I
I quickly
just
just
went,
went on my phone and I was like,
yeah.
oh.
Oh, it's her.
So, yeah, so very quickly swooped in, managed to get an
Selfie and an
autograph, a
autograph.
signed
Yeah.
picture, and a selfie, which was quite cool. And it was quite interesting because I know obviously the Kenobi series has been divisive, I think is fair to say, or people have mixed feelings on it maybe. But she was, I felt she was so excited by it. I did ask her how it felt going back
Yeah.
to a role, and she said, well, yeah, it's been 20 years. And going back to it after all this time was a real challenge, but also really exciting. And she was like, "Oh, what do you think of the series?" And she just looked so excited, bless her. I was like, "Yeah, I loved it, and I did like it, but there was bits in it I didn't like."
Mm.
But she was just like, "Oh, it was so well done," and she was so excited. I didn't have the heart to say anything negative about
Yeah.
it, to be honest. But in fairness, I think that the scenes with her, with Owen, with Luke, I thought some of the best scenes in the film,
Yeah.
genuinely.
They definitely are.
Yeah.
So I did book to see somebody else from Star Wars. Unfortunately, they cancelled for reasons that haven't been revealed. I was going to meet Giancarlo, also known as Moff Gideon or Gus for any Breaking Bad fans out there. So, but unfortunately, he did cancel, and it was we don't know what reasons for, but it's not like we can really say much.
Yeah,
And then he'd turn around and go, "Oh, family member's dead," or yeah,
yeah. You don't want to do that thing where we
yeah,
automatically just jump at people and say, "Hey,
yes.
that's not fair," because there could be very good
But it's like,
reasons
yeah,
for it.
it's understandable. Like he is pretty old, I'm pretty sure. Um, and it's like I if you've had a he was there all of Saturday with huge queues lining up to see him. So obviously, if you're not wanting to do that again for whatever reason, that's perfectly fine. Like I haven't got a problem with it. Um, was I a bit disappointed? Yeah, I was, but I managed to exchange it, and I got refunded for it, so I'm fine with it. But yeah,
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I think Gaming Lord is probably being a lot more sort of patient or forgiving than I was. I was probably quite
I
disappointed, more annoyed on
yeah
your behalf,
yeah. It
um,
was mainly
because
because
my
they
mindset
had
is,
left his thing out. Like they
yeah,
left that basically they all had banners um, saying who they were and stuff like that. So it was more that they did that instead of like just they could have like left like a note on it saying cancelled for today, something like that. But they just left it out um, for people to just think, oh, he's still here, able to book on and stuff like that. But
I mean,
unfortunately,
obviously, there's no, I would never sort of start getting, making
yeah,
accusations of that's not good enough and blah blah blah. Because as you said, this could be a situation where someone
yeah,
has, there could be like a death, there could be like a serious illness, whatever it is.
yeah.
So I get that. Um,
So I've
you
not got a
know,
problem with
will
it.
no. When my only gripe would be
Yeah.
if it's a matter of, he's tired from day one. I'm sorry, everyone, the rest of us all have to go into work the next day as well. So if
But
that's all
once
it
again,
was, then I'd be more annoyed.
I am a lot more patient than most people
Yes,
tend to be in situations
yes,
like that. But I can um, mention one person who I did meet in from Star Wars when I went to Scotland. I met the one and only Ewan McGregor. He was absolutely lovely. Um, he was so nice. It's like he wanted to say he wanted to like keep talking to everyone for like hours and stuff like that, but they kept rushing him because he was the headliner and stuff like that, and there was a lot of people to see him. Um, so he was a bit disappointed that he couldn't get to talk to everyone as much as he wanted. But yeah, he was absolutely lovely. But yeah, I think
I mean, I
I asked him what was his favorite to film, Kenobi series or the prequel films, and he mentioned he enjoyed doing the prequel films because of obviously he loved Star Wars as a child and stuff like that, and he was excited. He mentioned how the editors had to like cut that struggled with the sound because when they were doing the fight scenes, they would do the like the sounds of the lightsaber. He
yeah,
mentioned that, and he did say that he enjoyed doing Kenobi because it was fun to come back 20 years later. I think for him it was 20 years as well, wasn't it?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
20 years.
they've both been in episode three,
Yeah, so
so
yeah,
both of
20
them have been
years.
in episode three, and that would have been the last Star Wars they
Yeah,
played. And
so
I
yeah,
suppose it goes to show, we as Star Wars fans might sometimes have different perspectives of the shows or the
yeah,
films than the actual actors do. They might come out to something that we go, that's okay. And they might go, well, I'm actually really proud of
yeah.
that. And that's okay.
Or
It's
you might
okay
have
to
someone
sort
like
of want to have
Harrison
a different
Ford
view.
who just doesn't care anymore.
Yeah, who genuinely doesn't give a damn about the world in general. He's like, just kill me and give me my check.
Literally.
Yes. Um, But yeah, I mean, I think Ewan McGregor is probably
Yeah,
one of the most loved Star Wars
yeah,
actors and cast members out there.
yeah.
And I think he's the only one, in my opinion, who, because I'm sorry, for me, if you say Darth Vader, I'm still not thinking Hayden Christensen. If you say
You're
Anakin
thinking
Skywalker, I am.
James
If you
Earl
say Darth
Jones
Vader,
as
I'm
Vader.
thinking James Earl Jones.
Yeah,
And to a degree, David Prowse, who was the
yeah,
original actor in the suit. Um, but Ewan McGregor has done so well that he has actually taken the Obi-Wan Kenobi character, who was played by Alec Guinness, who is an absolute acting legend, and he's sort of made it now that most people think Obi-Wan Kenobi and they think Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
which is something of a miracle, to be able to achieve that level of, success. So, fair play to him. Um,
Yeah.
I will mention there as well as they touched on it. In the only other Comic Con I'd been to, um, I did actually meet David. Let's see, was it David Prowse, who was the actor within the Darth
Yeah.
Vader suit? Only briefly, and Kenny Baker, who was the
Yeah.
actor inside R2D2, and it's quite sad because it was only a short amount of time when I met him, until he actually passed away. So I was very glad to have
Which
met him.
one? R2D2.
Um, yeah, Kenny Baker.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I will say I actually remember him. He actually did look quite, unwell
Yeah.
when I met him. So it was quite bittersweet. It was
Yeah.
nice to
Just
have met
backing
him,
out of
but it
this,
was
by the way.
sad. Back in house, okay.
Okay. Yeah. It's like obviously we're moving away from Star Wars for this, but it's like recently, the other day, the person who played the original Green Ranger, in the first ever season of Power Rangers, Jason David Frank, passed away, and I love that guy to bits because he was a huge part of like my childhood. Because
Yeah,
I grew up with Power Rangers Dino Thunder, where he was the Black Ranger. I remember in that season they had an episode where it was basically going through his past, where he played the green Mighty Morphin Ranger, the white Mighty Morphin Ranger, the red Zeo Ranger, and then the red Turbo Ranger, and I fell in love instantly because I thought, how can one guy have so many, obviously, like Ranger powers?
yeah,
And
yeah.
I would have loved to have met him, and it is very unfortunate that he passed away. Um,
It is. I mean, we'd had a little talk, or sort of a little back and forth chat about
yeah,
this, before we came on the stream. And obviously,
yeah,
I won't pretend I was never particularly a fan of Power Rangers. Not because I thought it was bad. It was
yeah,
just not something I'd ever grown up watching, to any sort of great degree. But we were sort of talking about how when you sort of grow up watching or relating to characters,
yeah,
the actors that play them and bring them to life, whether they're voice actors, whether they're the actual person on screen, you know, whoever it is, you do sort of feel a connection to the
yeah,
actor or the actress as much as the actual character, because you probably feel closer to them, or like you know them more than you actually
yeah.
do. Um, and it is then really sad when something like that happens.
It really is, and it's it's harder, obviously, on the families of the people, but it's also hard on the fans because of them growing up with the character, um,
Yeah,
and other reasons.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, um, yeah. So obviously, thoughts and prayers to the family of Jason David Frank. Um,
Absolutely.
but yeah,
Absolutely. I mean, one of the things I always generally debated, and I can't answer this because, I think you'd have to be the family themselves in that situation to know the
yeah,
answer. But I remember thinking, because obviously this year there's been a couple, Robbie Coltrane, who
yeah,
played Hagrid, passed away, and, I think it was earlier this year, the lady who played Ahura in the original Star Trek passed away. There's
yeah,
When these characters pass away, the people behind these characters, I do sometimes wonder, as the family and friends of that person, does it help having knowing that that person is going to live on in the characters they played, being able to put a film on and see that person brought back to life? Or does it
mm,
make it harder in a way because it's hard to move
yeah,
past because they never truly go away? I think for me, I would consider it a positive. I would just knowing that I can put
yeah,
something on the screen and see them again in their youth, in their finest moments, being appreciated by lots of people. I think I would value that, but think it must be. I think it maybe depends on the person, as to
Yeah.
how you see it.
But yeah. Now I personally say I can see either side. 'Cause you can look on and remember that person in the medias that they've done.
Yeah,
Um, but it's also hard because you can look back, remember all these things, and it just brings back all the memories, and
yeah,
it does hurt sometimes. Um, but I do understand either side of that.
yeah.
But yeah,
I think it's one of those that however any person feels in those situations is entirely valid and
yeah,
understandable. There's no right or wrong way to think about these things. Um, but I suppose that we all, when something like this happens, we
yeah,
all look for a way to remember them. And I think, at least for us as fans, I mean, the first thing, I do and I hear like one of these actors, actresses, characters has passed away, I go right back and watch them. I want to go and see a show of them. I want to
yeah,
go and watch a film that they're in. And for me, it's like a matter of just bringing them back to life for
yeah.
that moment. And yeah,
I would like
suppose
to
like in
point
the
out.
olden days,
I would like to point out I have killed three of the guys, and that is the only time they've died. I don't know how
I
it's
thought I
possible.
just got a kill, unless I got an assist,
You
maybe.
might have got an assist. But anyway, um, I hate Palpatine's chain lightning. It's like when you're
Yeah,
playing him, it
it's
sucks.
crap.
But then
Yeah,
when somebody else is doing it,
it
it's so
automatically becomes awesome.
yeah, automatically becomes
Okay,
better than
here
what it is.
I have a question for you then. Sticking with
Okay,
the theme of the Comic Con and stuff that we've been, and going
okay,
as it's a Star Wars thing, going back to Star Wars.
okay.
Hypothetically, right? Um, in your future of Comic Cons, right? If you could meet 5 people associated with Star Wars for a photo shoot and a signature, right?
Okay.
Any 5 people. Um, let's say 2 of them are big stars. The others are maybe older ones or lesser known ones.
Okay.
Who would your 5 be?
Hayden Christensen.
That's got to be a big star,
Mhm. And
but a
Mark Hamill
very good
for the
choice.
big stars.
Yeah, they're your big stars, and they are
Yeah.
2 excellent choices.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
well played.
I'd like to meet for the three small stars. I'd like to meet the voice actor of Ahsoka.
Oh yes, yes.
Yes. Um, I'd also like to meet. Can I count this as one? It's 2 people, but I'd say I'd count them as one.
We'll see. Go on.
Um, it's the voice actors of Obi-Wan and Anakin from the Clone Wars.
That's definitely 2 people.
Okay.
I mean, they would definitely count as your lesser people, I'd say,
Okay.
but they are definitely 2 people.
Alright, okay. But yeah. So what were your ones be?
um, hit 39. Lovely. Um, I would say um, one of my big ones. The first one is going to be the incomparable Liam Neeson.
Ah,
Um,
yes. You know what?
because
I
I
always
mean,
forget he plays Qui-Gon. I always forget.
yeah,
I always
and
somehow forget.
my second one is going to be because I'm going to try and avoid the same as you. I'm going to deliberately try and avoid the same as you because they are very good choices. I'm
Yeah.
going to try and pick different ones. My second one is going to be Samuel L. Jackson.
God damn. Now, would you want to meet him as Mace Windu or would you want to meet him as Nick Fury?
I mean, both. Damn, I'm
No, fair
paying for
enough.
both of those. But we're going Star Wars, so I'm
Yeah.
meeting them as Mace Windu. Um, as my sort of lesser actors, um, I'm going to say, I don't know if he counts as a lesser actor. I suppose he kind of does to a degree. Um, Anthony Daniels, C3PO.
Right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, the fact that you didn't know who he was means he definitely counts as a lesser
Yeah, because
then.
because obviously it's hard to put a name to a face when he's a robot.
Yeah, because he actually plays two different characters. Because he plays C3PO, but he's also one of the sort of people in the
I know
nightclub in
this.
episode 2. So he
Yes.
plays it. He does play an extra character in that. Um, my second lesser person, say lesser. That sounds disrespectful, but what I mean is, in a Comic Con, they'd be the
Yeah.
kind of one who isn't going to be the headline star. Is what I'm talking about.
See, Anthony
Um,
Daniels has been at some of the Monopoly event Comic Cons.
yeah, but he wouldn't usually be the headliner.
Yeah, no. I mean, he was there
Um,
at Edinburgh with Ewan McGregor, so
yeah,
that says
Ewan McGregor is
a
the
lot.
headliner.
Yeah.
So my second one, I would go with, and you might be able to help me on this. Is the guy that plays the clones and obviously Boba Fett and Jango Fett? Is it him that voices the clones in the cartoons, or is it
No.
someone different?
No, it's someone different.
Then I would go with the person that voices the clones in all the cartoons, because
Because then you
there
could
I'm
get
meeting
signature of Rex, Cody,
Cody.
Fives.
Fives. What's his name? The one who's all sort of damaged and just stays behind and helps them get
99.
ready, and he actually becomes that. Yeah,
99.
him.
Oh,
There's
I
so
love
many.
99.
Yeah. So that would be cool. Um,
I saw on somebody's Instagram. Oh, I came second. Uh, I saw on
nice.
somebody's. You came fifth, mate. You're on the board
I'll
with me.
take that. Yay!
Uh,
I'll have it.
oh yeah, it's Wednesday. No, it's not. It's Tuesday. What?
Has it even hit midnight yet?
No.
No. Okay, well we'll
um,
take it. We'll take it.
I forgot what I was saying.
Eh,
What was I saying?
I don't know. Oh, it
Uh,
said about who?
right, yeah.
Yeah,
Someone on
yeah.
their
So yeah.
Instagram put what clone trooper do I look like, and I instantly thought in my head because they just had the like they had a bald head and then just like the eyes, dead eyes, nothing else like that, and I instantly wanted to put on it 99
Yeah.
to see if they would either take that as an insult or a compliment.
And let's be honest, he's one of the best. We love him. We definitely love him.
So
But
either
it's still
way,
an insult.
still an insult.
It's an insult.
Which clone do I
As
look like? Do you
my,
look like the clone of Palpatine?
oh,
And not the
still,
good one.
I'd say for me, do you know what? I'm gonna go with a real left field pick. I'm gonna go with Ahmed Best,
Who?
Jar Jar Binks.
No. No.
Yeah, yeah,
Misa Jeja.
because I would genuinely love to sort of meet him because he had so much
What?
abuse and everything
Yeah.
from that, and it really caused him to the point where it really impacted on his life
Did it?
and the amount of hate he got for it. And I think it would be really nice to actually meet him, and you know,
I'd
and
like
because he
to
also,
meet him as long as he didn't do the voice.
I'm gonna say something controversial. I didn't mind Jar Jar Binks that much. I
Now,
did not mind him.
as a kid, I didn't. But now, as I've gotten older, it has gotten to me a bit. I'm sure if I went back and watched him now, it would grow on me more. But at
I
the
think
minute,
I think hating Jar Jar Binks just became popular, and
maybe.
that was all. The character, don't get me wrong, the character is just in the way, and he is
Yeah.
annoying. But I don't know if you watched, like, but in the Clone Wars, Jar Jar Binks has some of the best
Oh no, yeah,
episodes in that,
he
like
does.
some really good ones.
He does.
Um,
I I do enjoy some of the Jar Jar episodes.
there's the one where he basically has to pretend he's a Jedi, and Ahsoka is
Oh,
doing all the stuff
yeah.
behind the scenes, is it, and stuff. That's an absolute
I'm pretty
gem.
sure
That's a
there's
proper
one where
hidden
he.
gem.
I'm pretty sure there's one where he's like captured by General Grievous or
Yeah,
something like that. There is, isn't there? I
yeah,
and
there
he's
is.
just somehow there, just like not intimidated or anything like that. As you say, it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So yeah, I would actually like to meet him because again, he is actually another one who, in that same scene with Anthony Daniels in episode 2, he's another
Please.
one of the people in the bar. He's just
Oh,
stood there. He just turns around when Anakin cuts, attacks it. He's just there, sort of doing
you want
the.
to buy some
Oh no, it's
death
Obi-Wan
sticks?
that attacks him, isn't it? Yeah. No, it's not him that does the death sticks bit though.
Yeah, I know, but
I'm gonna say that was a white guy.
yeah, I was about to say, no, I know.
Although for anyone who's
I
a fan
just
of the
saw
Matrix
Yoda
as well.
glitching around the whole. I don't even think it's Yoda because Yoda's right in front of me.
Oh, got a kill there again.
What? You had to push him off the edge. Why didn't he go off the edge? Why didn't you fall?
Um, so let's not jinx it here, but just to focus, we are actually still in this one.
And well
We're not
done, you.
winning, but we are in it still. Yeah, we're not in this one. So
There we go. I just got two of them. Oh god, there's a BB-8. Okay, I killed the BB-8. We're all good. There's Ray behind you, mate.
yeah, I know she'd already hit me with the
Yeah.
like the mess your controls up stuff.
That
So
mess your controls up stuff.
yeah, that's the gaming equivalent for Jedi mind trick. You know,
To mess your
mess your
controller up.
controls up. Dun, dun,
Um,
dun, 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 dun. Whoa, whoa, whoa! There's just a whole bunch of them attacking me here. There's
okay.
literally all four of them. I was like,
Question. Outside of
yeah,
Star Wars, who would be
yeah.
your Comic Con like wannamates?
Okay, so it's just any five.
Any five. Any five
Any
actors.
five. Okay. I'm assuming we're still thinking sci-fi comic type related or those kinds of things.
Anything. Anything.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna try and pick one, so each one's from a different thing,
Okay.
so as to spread it out a little bit.
I'll do the
I'm
same
gonna.
that as you done, yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna say from Cobra Kai, Hawk.
Yes.
As much
Yes.
as part of me wants to go for Tory, the rest of me says Hawk.
The
So
brain says Hawk, but the okay.
yeah. Anyway, keeping it
Ah, that's it
PG.
again.
But yeah, Hawk. I just love the character. I just think he's so absolutely. He's the perfect sort of
Yes.
encapsulation of the Cobra Kai show. You know, the way he was the victim. He went too far the other way, way too far. But then he's tried to redeem himself and just find
Yeah.
who he's just brilliant. So Hawk nailed
Yes.
on right away.
Okay.
Um, I'm going to then say, and I cannot remember the actress's name, but it's an actress who plays in Battlestar Galactica. She plays Starbuck, but you will know her more as the voice actress, and she's also in The Mandalorian as the what's the name? Is it Bo-Katan? Is it
Bo-Katan.
the Mandalorian one who's after the
Okay.
Darksaber?
Yeah.
That's her. So she's the voice actress and the
Right.
actual actress there. But I knew her first of all from Battlestar Galactica. So that would be multiple awesome meets in one go. I'm going to have to pick a Star Trek one because I'm a big Star Trek fan, and I am going to go with the legend himself, William Shatner, who played Captain Kirk in the originals, because he's just an absolute legend. So that'll be him. I am then going to say Mila Jovovich. She's the actress who was in like all the Resident Evil films. She was also in
Oh,
Fifth Element,
yeah.
so, but yeah, absolutely love her, so, yeah. And, oh, yeah, here's a good one to go because he's been in a couple of things. Henry Cavill.
Yes.
You're basically getting The Witcher and Superman, plus a little bit of Mission Impossible,
Yeah.
like all in one. Like what? There you go. You're
What
done,
more
aren't
could
you?
you want?
Basically,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So from Cobra Kai, I would want to meet Terry Silver.
Oh, that's an awesome one.
Yes. So I'd want to meet Terry Silver.
Yeah,
Obviously I'd want to meet Hawk, but I'm doing different from you.
yeah. No,
Um,
I totally
from
get that. That's a very good choice.
from Marvel, I'd want to meet Robert Downey Jr. I'd love to
Oh,
meet
awesome.
him.
Yeah. Plus, you're getting Sherlock Holmes as well.
Yes. Johnny Depp.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that one. You don't even need to name the characters. It's just Johnny Depp.
It's just Johnny Depp.
But let's be honest, we're talking Captain Jack Sparrow is
Yeah,
what we're really
obviously
talking about.
we're talking
No
Captain Jack
one's
Sparrow.
meeting Johnny Depp and asking questions about Edward Scissorhands, okay?
No,
Like,
no.
but yeah, good choices. That's three
I've
very
done
good
three,
choices.
but okay. I like how you're just like, that's free.
I'm
No
keeping
more or
track, mate.
less.
You know.
um, from DC. Actually, no. No, no, no. I've got to think of these last two now. This is from Vampire Diaries. Joseph
Okay.
Morgan. He plays Klaus Michelson. I absolutely love that guy. He's gonna play Sebastian Blood in the new season of Titans, or he is playing Sebastian Blood, and it's coming out to Netflix whenever they finish shooting and stuff like that, or releasing all the episodes. Anyhow, immediately want to meet Joseph Morgan. I'd say it's tricky. It's thinking of just one more person.
Yeah.
We're backing out of that, by the way.
Oh, a bit late for that. Jeez.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Yeah, man.
I know I've already said someone from Marvel, but I'll say for the sake of it, for Assassin's Creed, is it Michael Fassbender?
Oh yeah. Also Magneto.
Also
Let's not
Magneto.
forget that.
Yeah, that's what I went. I already know that I've said
Yeah.
someone from Marvel, but I'll say from Thingy just 'cause. Um, I'd love to meet him
Yeah.
because of the bar scene from X-Men First Class, not the one with Hugh Jackman in.
No, the one with the knife.
Yes, the one with the knife.
Yeah. I have got one other person to throw out there that would be a gem
Okay.
because one of the things we were talking about is one of the best people to meet are people that play multiple characters So
I
you're
already
not
know
just
who you're gonna
meeting.
talk. I already know who you're about to
Oh,
say.
I bet you. Go on. Who you? I bet you don't. Go on. Who do you think?
Cal Kestis.
No, no.
Okay, because we talked about
This is
that. You
someone,
said we
and
talked
it's
about this.
amazing that we did. But this is someone. It's amazing that neither of us thought about him when you think about the amount of people he's
Mm.
played. Okay, and will probably go on to play Benedict Cumberbatch. You've got
Why did you
Khan
go?
from Star Trek. You've got Doctor Strange from
You
Marvel.
got
He's in
Smaug
Lord
from
of
The
the
Hobbit.
Rings. Yeah, exactly. He's played Sherlock Holmes in the show. This is a guy who has played, he's played so many absolute nailed on star characters. And you're thinking, wow, that's, you could literally just take, you could go and get pictures signed just by him. Just get his signature 4 times and come away as a happy Star Trek fan, a happy Marvel fan, a
Yeah,
happy Lord of the Rings fan, a happy Sherlock fan. I'm probably missing other things as well
yeah.
that haven't even come to my mind that he's played.
Um, so on the on Cal Kestis, as mentioned before, we talked about it.
Are you playing a game currently, by the way?
Yeah,
Yeah, because
you're
I'm
not
not
in it,
in
are you?
that one.
Okay, right. It's weird. I
I
quit
think I'm.
and I get thrown into a game. You quit and you
Yeah.
don't get thrown into a game.
It was about to take me to join you, but then I think you've just quit, so I'll quit again.
Anyhow, um, so we talked
Oh,
about
it was all going so smoothly, wasn't it? It
yeah,
was all going so smoothly.
Cal Kestis, who also plays Jerome and spoilers Jeremiah
Yeah,
Valeska
yeah,
from Gotham. Also plays someone from Shameless.
yeah. I've never really watched that.
No, I just know he has. I know he has because I've seen so many clips from YouTube and stuff like that. That's how I. That's how I get recommendations for shows. I look on YouTube for different clips and stuff like that.
There is another one I'd love to meet as well. Which is
Yeah,
Lana Headey. She's the actress who plays. So she's probably most famous at the moment for playing Cersei in Game of Thrones. But she also played Sarah Connor in the Sarah Connor Chronicles, which was the Terminator TV show. Um, so she played Sarah Connor in that. But for me, her best role was playing
yeah.
Mama in the Dread film. She was the villain in like the Dread film featuring Carl Urban. Hang on, there's another one. Carl Urban. Carl Urban is in The Boys. He's in Star Trek. He's in
Oh,
Lord of the
on the
Rings.
topic of
He's
the
Dread.
boys, Homelander. I wanna meet Homelander.
Yeah. And you know what? Normally
Soldier
it's
Boy.
great when you meet someone and you go, oh, aren't they a really nice person in real life? I want to meet Homelander and find out that in real life he is just that much of a jerk.
Yes, yes,
That would genuinely make me
yes.
happy. Like if he's in the queue and he signs my thing and then looks behind, oh great, another 50,000 adoring fans. I'd just be like, yeah! I
Yes.
want him to be an absolute grade A prick. And it would just make me so happy. That would be awesome.
Um, no, on the topic, of the boys, I'd love to meet Soldier Boy because he's also um,
Supernatural.
yeah, one of the brothers from
Yeah,
Supernatural.
yeah. Dean. He's Dean.
Dean,
Yeah.
right? Dean. I love the chemistry that him and the other one have when they're on like
So
panels
you'd
together.
you'd
Um,
have to instantly meet him and ask him what Fab Five Freddy told him. Because surely it should be everybody's why.
the amount of times I have heard that. Are you in a game?
um, um, oh, well,
Come on.
it said Okay. Jeez.
Dear God. We're too busy talking, that's what's up, mate.
Well, I'll tell you what's happened is everything's been running smoothly for the past 40 minutes. So
Yeah.
now, towards the end of the stream,
So it's
everything has just
the last
completely
20
gone to
minutes.
hell. Yeah.
um, okay, we're gonna do, let's say, one more match and then we're gonna close it off. Oh, I'll see what time it brings us to. Anyhow, but yeah. um, trying to think who else I'd like to meet. Stephen Amell,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Green Arrow.
Yeah. And I'd especially like that because he's actually, as a wrestling fan, he has actually wrestled as well.
He has, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, here's one that we haven't mentioned. Ryan Reynolds.
Oh God. Yeah. And
Ryan Reynolds.
you'd have to go up to him and have a Green Lantern picture to sign.
Yes, his most
Agree.
hated project.
What I would do, right, is I would commission a painting that was him as Green Lantern fighting him as Deadpool from the Wolverine film with the
Yes.
mouth sewn shut. His
Yes.
two most hated characters. Have a picture commissioned of them two fighting and get him to sign it.
He'd just look at you just like, I hate you.
Yeah, but you know he'd appreciate it as
He
well.
would. He would.
Uh,
I'd walk up to him dressed as Deadpool, just there, it's like, well, hi there. Fancy meeting you here. A fourth wall break. Didn't I kill you in the last film?
uh,
I
yes.
just love that end credit scene where he's just like, this is it, this is my big break. He's looking at a script of Green Lantern, all of a sudden there's blood all over it, and
Yeah,
you just hear him go, you're welcome, Canada.
yeah. I'm going to throw it out there. I think one of his most underrated roles is his character. I don't even know the character's
Blade
name. That's
Trinity.
how underrated they are.
Blade Trinity.
The character he plays in Blade Trinity,
I already
because that
knew
is
what you were gonna
basically,
say.
yeah, he is basically playing
Deadpool.
a more toned down version of Deadpool, and it's an awesome character.
It is. Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, we're talking about Pennywise.
We're talking
That's
about Pennywise.
yeah,
One, you are gonna walk up to him with so much caution, just say it's like, yep, please don't eat me. Uh,
yeah, yeah. Bill Murray,
yes.
Peter Venkman. I mean, plus he was in one of my favorite Christmas films, Scrooged. It's just an absolute classic. Oh, while we're talking Christmas films, Bruce Willis, Die Hard.
Yes. If you haven't
That's
seen Die Hard, get off my channel.
Die Hard is the definitive Christmas movie. And yes, it is a Christmas movie.
Yes.
And I'm tired of pretending it's not.
I remember when you were around and one of my friends was around, and she mentioned she hadn't seen Die Hard, and the look of disgust on your face.
The
I
best
had
bit
to
was
sit. I had to sit in between them two for the rest of the night, so Saber did not kill my friend.
the best bit was how absolutely embarrassed you looked. You like when she was like, "Oh, I've never seen Die Hard," and you were like, "Oh, not in front of Saber. No, don't." And you were looking at me like, "I'm really sorry." Like you'd done something wrong. You were. It was. It was
I'm
like
so
the
sorry. I
equivalent
picked
of
my
right.
friend so
If,
poorly.
yeah, it's like if someone like brings their new friend back home, and the first thing they say is that they're a Man United fan. You just look at them going,
Ah.
"For God's sake!" And it was this look of it was you looked so up like you looked wounded. You were like, I really wanted him to like you.
Up
Why
until
did you
that
say
point,
that?
up until that point, I did not know that she hadn't seen
uh,
Die Hard either.
oh, it was like, why didn't you tell me before you met him?
I would have told you to stay away from Die Hard.
Or you would have just made her watch Die Hard.
That
It's
reminds me,
the
I still need to do that.
someone actually said to me, how is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Let's break it down. First of all, it is about a man willing to do anything, go through anything to be with his family on Christmas Day. What could be more Christmas than that? He kills terrorists and jumps off a building just to be with his family on Christmas. That is the true meaning of Christmas, okay?
Jumping up buildings, killing terrorists.
There are Christmas
Screw
trees
baby
burning.
Jesus.
He straps a gun to his back using Christmas wrapping tape.
Oh
He
my god, he does,
even
doesn't he?
writes on one of the terrorists, now I have a machine gun. Ho,
How,
ho,
how,
ho.
how.
You've got Alan Rickman in it, for God's sake. How can it not be Christmassy with Alan Rickman in? I
Moving
mean,
away.
oh, it's Christmassy. Just live with
Moving away from
facts.
Christmas. One person I'd like to meet is Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Do you know who I'm on about?
I do not know.
Negan.
Of course. Also, as well, though, plays a character in Supernatural. He's actually the
Yeah,
Winchester's
he's
dad.
the dad. And you told me that they referenced
Yeah.
Lucille.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. Uh,
If I was to get a selfie with him, I would want him to have I would give him my Lucille just so he could like pose bonking it on my head.
hey, if you want to be bonked by him, then that's absolutely fine. On the head.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That,
Just waiting for
yeah,
it. Just
yeah.
waiting for it. Yes, yes,
That's
just waiting for it. Yep, yep. We're just gonna
ooh,
leave it there.
could have
How
been
is Vader
problematic there
still
for a
alive?
moment.
The slightest little bit of health.
I know.
That Walking Dead's finished now. The last episode released like a couple days ago.
I'm not convinced it is. You know,
No,
there was
there's like
some talk they're
there's
just going to
spin-off series and
continue.
stuff like that. There's like spin-off series coming and stuff like that with like Maggie and Negan, um, Rick and Michonne. I think there's one about Daryl as well. But yeah. But yeah. But yeah, so for those for those of you who don't know who Negan is, he's a psychopath in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, he's certainly a darker character, let's say.
He's very much a darker character, but but if you don't know like what type of characters I like the darker characters. I'm that type of guy. Um, I'm edgy. God. But yeah, no. Um, Literally the first scene you see him in, he literally bashes two people's heads in, and that is the
Yeah,
first scene.
he's he's definitely on the grimmer side of
Yeah,
things.
definitely. But it's more the fact as soon as he hits someone, one of the people, he goes, "Wow, look at that, taking it like a champ," and then proceeds to beat him with the bat 10 times.
He based the fact it's not what he does; it's the fact that he literally just makes fun of it while it's happening. It's
He
not.
does it
He's not
while
even hurting
smiling.
people out of anger. It's like
Shall we also? I
very
mean, they
calm.
did kill his men, and that was
Yeah,
to him really uncool.
yeah.
I'd also like to point out his second in command is Trevor from GTA. If you have him at your size, you're gonna be a bit messed up.
Yeah,
But
that is pretty
he
messed up.
does have a really good redemption arc.
Well, let's not give into spoilers.
I won't. That's all I'm gonna say. We'll talk about it after the stream because I really want to talk
Well,
about
let's
it.
not, because I'm not necessarily up to the same point as you anyway.
Wait, where are you up to?
I can't remember because I haven't actually watched it for a good long while. I'm certainly not up to the end.
The
I haven't
last
finished
thing
it.
I remember telling you is about the Whisperers, and you said, "Oh
Oh
yes,
yeah,
I
I'm
like this
past
bit."
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm past that.
They,
Only because it's been quite a while since I
yeah.
watched it, so I wasn't sure if you'd got past me.
I'm on season 10 now, like edging on the end of season 10, and the
Yeah,
last
I've given up
season,
trying to remember what the seasons were called.
season 1, season 2. What? What do you mean you've given up on it?
As in knowing which season was which.
Right,
I
okay.
know how to count to 10, you doof. The fact that you actually started season 1, season
Yeah.
2, and you got up to season 3 before you went, hang on, what do you mean? You actually started just by counting them for me, like,
1,
oh, dear.
2, 3. It's like they're not season of the witch, mate.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean? Also, has Punisher in it. The guy who plays the Punisher in the TV series. Or the Netflix series,
Oh,
the
it
TV
does.
series.
Yeah.
Also, a darker character.
Yeah.
Literally, the opening to a show, he kills about 10 guys.
Still not my favorite Punisher though. My favorite Punisher is it Tom Jane?
Hmm.
The one who put is it Tom Jane, I think, or Tom?
Uh,
Yeah, I think he's the one who plays him in the Punisher movie with John Travolta.
you see,
Just an
now,
absolute belter.
wait, John Travolta's in the Punisher movie.
Yeah, he's the villain in it.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
I
John
mean,
Travolta
Grease
is the main
Lightning's the
villain.
bad guy?
Yeah, and WWF wrestler Kevin Nash is the sailor guy in it, the Russian one who comes in to fight him.
I need to watch this, because the only
It
Punisher
is
I know is the one from Walking Dead.
this is the best Punisher. It is so cool. Right down to the soundtrack being one of the best soundtracks in movie history. It is
Um,
so good and it is so clever.
Obviously the one at the top being Star Wars, and then after that, Mortal Kombat!
Yeah, I mean Mortal Kombat. That one piece of music. It is the only time I find it acceptable to use the phrase "it is an absolute banger." That's the, that's it. It's the only time you
That
can
right
use that
there,
and
that
not
right
sound
there,
like an absolute knob.
that soundtrack right there, that's an absolute banger, man.
That's an absolute banger.
That's an absolute banger with a side of mash.
Yeah.
That's how you know I've gone off the rails. I go, it's a side of it's bangers with a side of mash.
You still in this fight, by the way?
No, I'm
Have you
gone.
left?
I'm ending
Oh, I
the
didn't know, man. You got to tell me. It doesn't take me out when you leave, so
I keep forgetting that. I'm too used to Destiny.
okay, okay. I've come out.
Okay.
I'll let you do your outro and then I'll say goodbye.
So thank you everybody for watching. For those who came and has watched. If you liked the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. Um, Go subscribe to Saber Drew Gaming. He does retro reviews and occasionally does streams like this. Um, I do join him over there the majority of times. But yeah, so go subscribe to him. Anything you like to say before we finish the stream? Oh, take your silence as a no. Um,
I have some, maybe I've got some safe for that.
okay.
The candle that burns twice as bright burns twice as long.
What in the hell?
Wow.
Anyway, bye everybody. See you in the next one. Goodbye. Jesus Christ.